Hey guys, I hope you're having an absolutely splendiferous day today. It's Friday, so Fridays in my household we usually have a delicious sourdough pizza. It's really nasty outside, there's ice, like a sleet, rain type of thing going on, so this is a nice way to cozy up the house and get everything warm, and I just really wanted to share this recipe with all of you. Now, if you're not familiar with sourdough, I'll link a few YouTube videos in the description of where I got my inspiration, and I might even do a video in the future if there's enough interest. So I have named my sourdough starter Boris. I believe I got this name from another YouTuber. I'll try to link her video down in the description. It was just a really cute, catchy name, and I kind of like to keep my sourdough starter a little thicker than I've seen, so Boris, thicker sourdough starter. I don't know, it kind of worked. So using a sourdough by itself will usually slow down your process in making pastries, doughs, breads, that type of thing. But I actually mix Boris with a little bit of active yeast, so you get that nice quick rise with that beautiful, delicious sourdough flavor. This recipe is supposed to make two 12-inch pizza rounds, if you'll call them. You can divide them in half and freeze the other for later. However, my boyfriend and I, we really like our pizza doughs to be very thick and hearty, and we love saving the pizza for the next day. So this recipe has actually been inspired by a few YouTubers and Sally's baking addiction. However, I've altered it in a few ways to make it my own. So I'll try to remember to link and give credit to everyone that has inspired this delicious recipe. But we've just got a few hours till dinner, so let's get started.
Okie dokie artichokes, let's get started. We're going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of honey to some warm water. You don't have to worry about the temperature just yet because we're going to let it dissolve in. Give it a nice stir. Next, we're going to start by adding 3½ cups of all-purpose flour to your large mixing bowl. I have experimented with wheat flour a little bit, but it does give a heavier, grittier texture, so it's all up to your liking. Feel free to experiment. Next, 2 tablespoons of olive oil to your flour mixture. 2 very generous tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I love this stuff. Don't be shy. Feel free to get jiggy with it. It's delicious. Next, I like to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic salt or Italian seasoning. Again, we're checking that temperature. You definitely want it under 110 degrees. I like to do mine at 100 degrees just so I don't damage my yeast. Now, a standard packet of active yeast contains about 2¼ teaspoons. So if you have it in bulk, just measure it out that way. Like to get it nice and stirred in, get it warmed up and activated. By this point, you should have about 1½ cups of mixture, so I just add a remaining ½ cup of sourdough starter, our very happy Boris, to this mixture. And I do a gentle stir just to get everybody woke up and working together. Now from this point, all we have to do is add it to our mixture of flour and spices, and we're going to start some magic. So I find kneading dough to be very therapeutic. I hope you do as well. We're just going for a smooth consistency, making sure everyone is worked in well together. If the dough's a little sticky, I add a little flour and keep working it. It's no big deal. I also have the oven gently preheating on the lowest setting. We keep our house fairly cold, so this just helps it to rise faster. Before I put it in, I like to generously put some olive oil all over the sides and underneath so it doesn't stick to the bowl after rising. I usually let it rise for about 2 hours, and then we can get started with topping our pizza. So now here's the fun part. Stephen and I both like the idea of a cheeseburger pizza, but I like my pickles on the bottom, and I use a crisped up black bean patty for my protein base. Of course, lots of cheeses, Italian blend, mozzarella. Don't forget your veggies if you're that type of person. I also love sprinkling nooch around the outside on my crust. Don't be afraid of the nooch, it's delicious, I promise. Topping your pizza, you should have your oven preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a very thick pizza, as you can see. So we actually do 12 minutes on one side, spin it 180 degrees, and then do it for another 12 minutes. So it'll be a total of 20 to 25 minutes for this pizza. For the full cheeseburger experience, Stephen and I love to top our pizza with fresh cut tomatoes and spring greens. If you haven't tried it, we highly recommend it. Alright, my friends, we have made it to the end. I hope your pizzas have turned out deliciously by this point. I would love to hear what you guys use to top your pizzas, so feel free to post in the comments below. We all have different tastes, and I would just love to see your guys' creations. Again, if you liked this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button or like, and we'll see you soon.